right, welcome everyone to the 5ers live trading room. It's I had to check my watch. It's the 19th of February and it's Monday. The time
baby.
is
depending
where
you are.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I'm like,
it's 8 o'clock.
How are you doing, Alex?
For me, it's 3 o'clock. But yeah, I'm doing much better, guys. For everybody sent me emails wishing me to get better soon. Thank you. I appreciate that, and I'm glad that you got all of your accounts. I know there's a couple of people in here. I know PJ. You said you didn't get your account. You still haven't sent me a screenshot of your YouTube profile, bud. I can't verify that you are who you say you are if you don't send me the screenshots for me to verify anything. But the majority of people got it, and I thank you. It was a massive giveaway, a massive stream, wasn't it, on the Wednesday where I wasn't in.
Insane. We broke all records. The most viewed live stream, we had the most number of concurrent viewers, and that was amazing, guys. So the feedback and the comments, all the positive comments for you guys has been absolutely amazing. At the end of this live stream, we're going to do another giveaway, just like all the other live streams we're doing here. But this time, it's very important, guys, that you, as soon as you see your name pop up on the screen, send an email. So the best thing to do is to watch the giveaway live. You have to watch it live if you really want an account. It's going to be very hard for you to get the account if you're not watching live. You're going to have that mail open. You're going to have the Alex at the5ers ready. As soon as you win, screenshot that YouTube profile and send it over.
On the side where you can click on the side of your YouTube, and it comes, the screen, like the profile screen, comes in and it shows your name and underneath your username, and then you can click on there. Send me a screenshot of that, then go into your profile and send me a screenshot where it says your email and stuff, because otherwise, you know, scammers are all looking at this, and there's people that are trying to be opportunists and get something that's given to somebody else. And it's a shame that some people don't get it because somebody else has taken it. So as soon as you see it, send me an email, and the first people I can verify it's their account, they will get it.
Yeah. So we're working on get the most efficient process set up here, guys. So if there were any mistakes in the last giveaway, I know there might have been some mistakes with a few people. We are creating a better process every time, and we're constantly trying to make this process better for you guys, because this is, we're all doing this for you guys. We're all doing this for you guys. Let me share my screen here.
So yeah, PJ, I need a screenshot of your profile, not a screenshot of the screen saying you're the winner, mate. So if you can get those to me, then the account is yours.
All right, so I just opened up my screen here. I want to show a trade I took this morning. Actually, I want to show two trades this morning. First, I want to go to cable, GBP USD, and I'm going to be looking at, so first the daily. Okay, so looking at the daily here, we have, so there's two ways of viewing this chart on the daily. Either this is range low and this is range high, while this being the middle of the range. And by the way, guys, any questions that you have, questions about this analysis and the trade or whatever, ask them in the chat here, and Alex will be doing.
Yeah, should we just tell them a little bit about what we're actually doing today? Because I know Saul is coming in about half an hour, and then we've got a guest.
I completely forgot about that. We got a guest coming. Yeah, we got Ben. We got Ben, who is a funded trader with the 5ers, coming in about 1 hour. So we're gonna do that regular 10-minute break, and after the break, we got Ben coming in. He's a funded trader with the 5ers. Not only is he funded, he's been funded for a while, and he's been trading successfully and have multiple payouts already. So it's gonna be fun to interview him, ask him some questions about his process, and then in about 20-30 minutes, we got Saul coming on as well. So if you have any questions for him, just fire away in the comments. Hopefully he has some awesome scalp trades to help us make some money here today, because I'm not
I'm in Drawdown. I got the funded account for people that have been asking what's going on.
Did you remove my screen? No.
No,
Weird.
I think no. Yeah, it's gone off StreamYard.
Right.
There you go. So I've gone onto the funded account. Unfortunately, I've gone into a little bit of drawdown already, about 2-hour drawdown. So we're going to mitigate the risk a little bit. We're going to see if we can get any of the drawdown back if we find some good setups. I'm in a trade at the moment. We'll see what happens to that. If I get stopped out, then I'm out for the day. But that's it. I'll give it to you, Jonathan.
So yeah, we got GBP USD Jordan. Well, thank you, Alex. So we got there's two ways of watching this. So we got range lows, range highs, and then the middle of the range right here, which makes sense. We also have another way of watching this. We can look at range lows, range highs, and then the middle of the range here. Now it doesn't really matter what you're watching here, because you got a pretty good looking like W pattern here on the daily. And the neckline of this W pattern on GBP USD would either be range EQ of this range or the range lows of this range. And when I'm adding on the indicator here, you'll see that we have the monthly open area right here. And I looked at this daily double bottom structure with the right leg of this move being a higher low. And I'm thinking, if there's going to be a breakout, it kind of makes sense to see this breakout here, because you see that this resistance is also the daily 20 and 50 EMA. And if we can break above this level, the monthly open looks like a possible target for that breakout. So I started looking at the lower time frames. Now, this is very risky because I'm looking for a breakout trade, a long trade, and actually it wouldn't be a breakout trade. It's more of a anticipated breakout trade where you enter prior to the breakout, but you're anticipating a breakout. So you're going to be a very low risk trade. But this was the idea that I looked at on the 5 minute. So you can see here that this would be the I saw sort of a. Now honestly, this as I'm not really a fan of putting triangles on the 5 minute. But I did see, so it doesn't really matter what we're going to call this. If we're going to call this an ascending triangle, or if you want to view this as sort of a pennant. I don't really think we can view this as a pennant. It has to have a bigger move. But whatever you want to call this, you have an ascending trend line here and the resistance here. And these 2 points converge here. And this would be the area where this pattern would finalize and break out. So I'm thinking if this is going to break out, we have a decent trade idea here. We use the replay tool. We can see that a bit messy here. So I'm going to try to remove some stuff here to make it a little bit easier to see everything. We know that we're
looking at pound now.
Yeah, exactly. So this was a trade I took this morning. Now you see here that you have price in an uptrend. You got that fake out and then the retest right there. And I'm thinking, you know what? If this is going to break out, we got that monthly open above. I'm going to be taking this trade with a stop loss down here and that TP up here. So sort of a low time frame entry that might turn into a possible swing trade. And obviously that didn't happen. So now what happened here was this trend line, price broke to the downside, almost took out my stop here. But then I saw this at that level right here, and I managed to exit the trade at the break even. I got lucky on this one and exited at break even. But you can see here that my idea got invalidated here. And that's why, I have that stop loss here. You see the trend line, price breaks down, and it could have just went like this. So a good idea, and I'm all about transparency and openness here. So I always want to share all my trades, even the losers, to really show, because I do think that we learn a lot from our trading by watching our losers and really taking a good look at the losers to know what not to do, because I think it's, we should have this trial and error approach in trading, and we should just continue doing what's working and not do the things that's not working, obviously. So if I think back and I think about this trade, I think the idea was somewhat valid, but I guess I made two mistakes. The first mistake is just quite obvious. You look at the daily, I'm basically going long at resistance. Bad idea. What I should have done instead was wait for the breakout that I looked for. So if we would have had this move up and maybe a 5-minute candle up here, I could have entered at market up here. Now the risk to reward would be much smaller, but the chance of this breakout continuing obviously would be much higher when price is actually above resistance and not testing resistance. So that's the first mistake, buying resistance. And then the second mistake is I'm never putting triangles on my chart. Like that's not my thing. That's not something I'm trading. Like I've never trading that. So I don't know the likelihood of this working out. I don't know the statistics of this working out with my entry system, if that makes sense. So taking some notes for my next back testing session and journaling session, where I go through my journal, is to actually try this out. See how often this pattern repeats itself. If you have a resistance on the high time frames, a triangle on the low time frames, how often do you actually break out? Now, if I do find a profitable pattern here, I might add this to my intraday trading strategy, and that's kind of like how you develop a system and start improving on your current system.
Wait. We're gonna have to change the banner. The banner's saying something. We're giving away two times 100. No. Yeah, we'll change that. And by the way, anybody that's put in 100K, it doesn't work anymore. The 100K, yeah. At the end, when we decide, which is, to be honest, probably around the end, when we decide to give the magic word, the special word to everybody, then that's how you enter into the giveaway. So everybody that's here, 100K is not going to do anything. It's just going to spam the chat. So do me a favor, let the people that have questions and stuff for Jonathan, let them just speak freely, because this is what we're here for. We're here to learn and make some money.
All right, so now let's take a look. I've developed a pretty good alert system here. So I had a viewer commenting and asking about what's my most interesting pairs this week, and what have I found in my market scanning. And actually, I haven't done any market scanning this weekend, and it's been a while since I did my market scans, because I have a pretty good structure set up here where I'm getting alerts, and I've also created a scalping alert system now, where I've added all these alerts on the pairs with the best spreads, which I must say is quite a lot of them on the 5ers. And I've added 5-minute alerts. So looking at my swing trading strategy, I have currently a trade open on USDJPY, opened last week. So you can see here that was the signal I got on USDJPY. This is the trade I took. Unfortunately, it just missed my TP here, but the fact that we are at support now kind of makes me think that I'm going to keep this open with a very, very tight stop loss. But that's basically my swing trading market scan, where I'm getting the alerts, and then I'm going through the alerts to see if I find anything interesting. And I've done the same here on the 5-minute. So I got a trade set up on USD CHF here, an alert. And you can see here again, I'm getting a lot of alerts. And that's a bad alert. This is a bad alert. These are quite bad. The only good alerts out of all of these is this one right here. So for these alerts to actually work, I have to know exactly what to look for. But because of the fact that I've been trading the same system for many years, I know if it's a good trade or not as soon as I pull up the chart. And this here is just a very simple, can remove that one, and you'll see its price is somewhat in a range here. But it came up, tested, had a rejection inside the reload zone here of this move. So the fib anchor high is here, and then the low, and you saw a a smooth rejection here. And then on the next candle right here is when I decided to enter, because now you have a bear cross around 70. You get the candle closing below the 50, and that's when I entered the position. And as you can see here, it worked out quite well. We went down a little bit, hit entry, and then I had an idea that if price comes down back here, I want to move stops to entry. And it went straight down to TP here. So today, I think one trade, a break even, and then this small winner. And I'm still trading this. I'm still forward testing this system on the 5K evaluation account. I'm not really ready to take this onto the other accounts, but the idea here is to first get this account to break even. And then when it's at like a 1% in 1% profit, I will increase risk from 0.25% to 0.5%. And then when I see that the equity curve of this account is looking good, I will move this system out over to the live account. And yeah, I think that's the two trades.
Whoa! Who's this? Who is this?
What's up, Saul?
Wow.
What's up?
Background music.
We got music, you know. We got the money.
The money, huh? How are you, traders? How are you guys? Good to see you all. Jonathan, Alex, how are you guys?
I'm great.
Drawdown,
I'm great.
Making money, losing money? What's the situation?
Well,
right now I think I'm making money, and Alex is just waiting to make money.
No, to be fair, I'm in a little bit of a pickle today. I've lost 2R on this account, and so I'm down. My balance is down to 97. So this is the funded account, obviously after passing the high stakes. So now we're on the funded accounts, and I've taken a few L's today. So we are going to slowly draw back some of this drawdown, and we'll see what this pound position does. But it will take probably a good couple of sessions just to get back to break even.
Let's talk
what
about
have you added into? Saul's just got into a position, I think.
I don't know how to. I don't know how to.
Let's have a look. Look, show us your screen, man.
We're just trading, right? Or there's any topic we're discussing right now?
We're just trading. We've got.
You show us what to buy or sell.
Yeah, you could be our little signal provider.
Yeah. So there's a good comment over there. Today's the bank holiday in the US and Canada, so there hasn't been a lot of
movement,
volatility in the market. It's quite quiet. I did had a couple of trades earlier on pound yen, trying to trade currencies that are not connected to the USD or USD CAD. So right now, just what I'm looking at is the Euro USD, which I just opened the platform, and if we go into the hourlies, we see, we're right at a very strong supply area. We tested that once, we tested twice, and we had a really strong reaction. And last reaction from that area, I can show you here. That was a pretty decent one. So I think we have both sellers and buyers active in the market right now. If you go closer to the 1 minute chart, on the 1 minute chart, we had a strong supply. You can see right now that it was invalidated. So when the market, maybe I'll zoom in a little bit. So we have this strong supply area on the 1 minute chart. It was, when we tested right here, instead of reacting to the downside, we broke to the upside. So that turns into mid-range swap area. Okay, that was previous resistance. It turned into, or should turn into support. So what I'm looking now is a reaction of that mid-range supply area. Now, if that fails, I'll need to scale out a little bit, because if we fail now, I'll find myself all the way down to the bottom of the range. That's where
is this on? This is on euro. You're looking at euro.
This is Euro USD. So I'll see if there's a reaction to that mid-range area, and if not, I'll just be keen on the quiet market not break strongly to the upside or to the downside, but for us to stay within the ranging movement for today, and then I will be adding at the bottom of the range, expecting a reaction of that area. So we'll see what happens.
So where would you say that this is invalidated? Like where do you want to exit?
Yeah, right. Like technically, below the range. I don't see any other, below there, because if we break that range, we might find ourselves all the way down there. So probably we'll go that way. And if we break that, then we have all the way down. But that's already like 30 more pips or 40 more pips. So I don't want to be holding that position that long. So I'm just keying on the bottom of today's range to hold. So we'll see what happens.
So those two positions, you're gonna hold these, and then you want to basically scale in more lower.
Scaling more, depending that. Yes, but if I see there's a strong momentum to the downside, like you see how we came into this area and we have like suddenly bullish price action. There's a tail on the bottom as well, so we have kind of a stop. Now, if there's a strong break like this to the downside, and if I was heavier positioned, then I would consider also scaling out, like taking maybe one of these two trades for a loss at this point, instead of holding the two positions all the way to the down before adding more. So that's the combination between scaling in and scaling out that I use. Just not be overexposed and oversized when I'm trading. Today this whole range is not, it's just 5 pips, so it's not a lot of risk. So I can allow myself to hold probably the two positions all the way to the bottom. But if this was a larger range, more pips risking, then I would maybe scale out of one of these two positions.
It's funny because we always end up in opposite positions all the time, but I don't know. Yeah, it's funny because I would look to take. I was actually looking that short, but overall, it looks like obviously it is a buy, but just.
Yeah, I mean, I you know what? I think can we switch over to my screen, and because I want to look at your USD and kind of show you what I'm watching, right? So this would be a short for me. So you could look at like what I would be looking at for a trade here would be based on the 5 minute. Now I missed this one, right? But my entry trigger was the close of that candle. So for me, this would have been the trade, and then down here for like slightly over 1 hour. So it's funny because I think your long entry is my short entry, and your stop loss is my take profit here.
There's been a lot of cases where two good traders are given the opposite sides of the same instrument to trade, and both go positive. So I think the direction is less important than trade management and risk management. So especially in a day like today, where we don't have a clear direction, I think we can make money both sides. So hopefully I'm right. Otherwise I'll end up losing money.
Yeah, and also, you have two very different systems, and they have all very different trades, different pairs. But then at some point they kind of have to converge, right? And there has to be the same pair traded at the very same time, but in opposite directions. And that's just the number, like statistics, right? Mathematically, there's a big chance that will happen. So if I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, I have a TP here, but you actually talked about how a move lower here would invalidate this. Well, the reason why I have a TP here is I see a big chance of a bounce here.
Correct.
So you buying here would basically be I exit my sell and you enter another buy. Now I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, why the hell didn't I enter this? But yeah.
So it's funny because the way that we're all looking at it, it's very in a way quite similar. Like I'm looking at the same thing, that it hasn't kept above these highs. It's tried to break above these highs, it's failed. Tried to break above these highs, failed. And now naturally it's going to, what I would be looking at is obviously like a magnet towards the 200 moving average. So that's the way that I was looking at it. So it's interesting how everybody has their own ways of kind of interpreting what they're seeing on the chart. Like the candles are just indicators at the end of the day. And let's put it onto Charles because he's
so we're getting closer to that area. So let's see now what I'm expecting at this area, a certain bounce. Now if this doesn't bounce, then I'll just take the loss and move on to the next setup. That's the,
so if it breaks that low, you're going to exit the whole position. Would you not want to buy at the bottom of that, in that area?
Again, I'll keep an eye open. I'll keep reading the
price action.
When we, if I was, okay, this is a good exercise. Okay, if I was just opening my chart at this moment, it wouldn't make any sense for me to sell. Okay, so right now for me it only makes sense to buy this market. Now many times I've been trying to catch the breakout. Okay? If I was expecting to catch the breakout to the downside at this point, only to find myself getting faked out and the market reversing on me. So I'll try to do the opposite this time, okay? And I'm keying on today being a low volatility day and low volume day to not have a fundamental break of these lows. But as we get closer to those lows, actually to buy into this position. So let's wait and see.
But what? Oh, you just entered a new position.
Let's wait and see.
Yeah,
and that is crazy.
So I actually got a question because somebody was. Let's have a look what that question was. What time frame? What was it? What time frames do you focus more on? So that's obviously a question. It depends on who you're asking. But Sal, what time frames do you normally look at?
The 10-second.
The millisecond.
There was a time where there was that I used to use a platform that allowed trading of the tick chart. That was let me bring that. That was cool. So this actually the ticks are actually the representation of the market. It's actually the orders being processed, coming into the market. But today my routine starts on the dailies. I get my bias from the dailies. My key levels from the hourlies, and then I find a setup on the 5-minute chart and I execute on the 1-minute chart. So those are my time frames. But always keeping in mind that time frames are arbitrary. We could have a 2-minute or a 4.5-minute time frame. The market is timeless, and that's why
the price is at the same place on every time frame.
Price. Here on the ticks, you don't have a price here. You just have the ticks coming into the market. So I'm just on the lowest time frame MT offers is a 1-minute chart. So it's the time frame I can look the clearest price action. Okay, so I'm looking for the tails and bouncing off these key levels. So that's when I'm going to the lowest time frame available, which in this case is the 1-minute chart.
I think it's also important to note here that you are a very discretionary trader. So, you're on the 1 minute and you're trading. You're basically trading pure price action. You're looking at each candle and almost like you're watching each tick in the market and making decisions based on that. Well, when I'm looking at the same charts, when I'm looking at your USD, I'm looking at, the overall market structure, and I'm not too interested in individual candles. And I'm not really that discretionary. Like I get a very simple entry signal. So I think it's all about what type of trader are you and what type of system do you have, and also personality. Like it's just like you're watching the tick, and you're getting in and out quickly. What for some people would just sit there and like have no idea what's happening, and you're in and out of 4 trades. It's like if it's too fast for you, if you're watching this and you're like, oh, that's too fast. Well, that's not the way you should be trading, So and then also, I think we have time to trade. That's also a big difference from people that have they're not full-time traders. We can sit here and we somewhere in the office we can always have a screen to watch, and react to the market. While if you have a full-time job and you're trading as a side hustle, you might be better suited to trade, the 4 hour or the 1 hour, where you have more time to make decisions.
Correct. Absolutely.
It's super important, just to add, it's all about your personality as well. I personally, unless I'm in spot positions, me trying to trade on a 4 hour chart, I'd be trying to play with a position, move it around, try and take profits where I shouldn't be. That's why I trade predominantly on the 5 minute, 15 minute, and 1 minute. And that's personal preference. Now, Saul is trading off the 1 minute. Jonathan likes trading off the 4 hour. So it really depends. You've got to look at yourself as a trader, decide what your personality and your attributes, how they can better affect your trading, how they can benefit your trading, better said. And that's how you pick out your time frame and your risk management as well. What's your risk management? What's your tolerance to risk management? And
absolutely.
Yeah. And something a lot of people don't talk about is, it's not really talked about a lot in the trading industry, but it's the fact that a system can become unprofitable. So I've seen my swing trading system, my performance in my swing trading system has, for the last 2 years, been decreasing, right? And that's why you see me now on the 5 minutes, okay? If I would have the same results I had in, during COVID, I wouldn't be on the 5 minute, because I would not need to be on the 5 minute. But now I see my swing trading system, and I think I've been trading for 7 years, and I've been talking to a lot of traders that have been trading for way longer than me, and they say, like, when you get to the point where you start seeing your edge deteriorating, that's when that's the difference between a good trader and a great trader. How can you adapt to that, and how can you adapt your system? And that's why I think it's super important that no matter what you do and how good your system is, always look for optimization, back test, and look for clues of changing market dynamics. Because I know a lot of people made a lot of money during COVID, and then after it just stopped working, and that's because you were in one market phase, one market cycle, like a risk on low interest rate environment, which we might be moving towards now. But it's different markets and different strategies, basically.
Yeah, that's a good insight, Jonathan, because of course market changes all the time. They go from periods of expansion to contraction, and you can expect the same system as is to work on all contexts of the market and all every scenario in the market. So it's a good point that you need to be constantly adapting what you do in the markets to what it's currently happening in the market.
I do, however, think that it's intraday is it's easier to adapt an intraday system, because with at least I'm watching you. It's like it came down, it front ran my TP right here, and then it started reversing. Well, are you saying maybe for your USD or maybe for what I said?
No, it's just because it just depends, doesn't it? Like, it really depends. Like,
yeah, but if you look from a swing trading perspective, let's say you're going to be in a trade for 4 or 5 days. That's the time aspect of swing trading makes it very risky, because you enter a trade and then two days later you might have a whole nother something might happen around the world which changes the whole dynamic of why you entered a swing long in your USD, for example. But intraday, if you're getting in and out of positions within 5 minutes, there's not a lot of things that can happen between entry and exit, so you don't have the time aspect. And I think for swing trading, the time aspect is super risky. I'm insanely looking at your USD. I would be so impressed if this just rally stood upside. That would be insane.
Saul moves the market. Do you not know that? This is how it works. Everybody's got a blow up on the screen right now, just a blow up Euro USD. The bulls are taking over.
It's like if you switch to my screen, you'll see that it literally just front ran my TP and then started moving higher. And this is where Saul had his orders, right?
Yeah, but it's a good
market maker.
Yeah, it's a good point. But if I keep reading I'll share mine.
Yeah.
So I keep reading the market. Okay, so we had the reaction. This is probably the reaction I was looking for. We attempt to go down, and bulls came into place. Then we're moving sideways. We tried to go down, bulls held, so they pushing higher. So there's still signs of buying players present in this market. Okay, so probably now this is what the reaction to the bottom of the range. So now if we break this low right there, we might end up going all the way to the stop loss. So now probably my new stop loss area is below that stop. But as I keep reading price action, I do see signs of strength, bullish strength in the market. So that's what I'm holding in this position. Okay, now you saw that real time. Okay, we saw the bullish activity. Now the seller's pushing down. So I'm taking all of that into consideration in my decision making process. So now what I'm looking for is a break of that tick resistance. If we can manage to break that, we I hope, or I guess, or I think we can go higher to those levels. That kind of selling pressure right there, okay, as we speak, also tells me, okay, consider lightening your position or things like that. Okay, now again, I'm not very heavy on this position, but if I was fully allocated, I'll be taking all of that information into account. But now probably my new stop loss area is not down there. It's now
that low.
It's now around that area. So probably around that area, I will take some of the positions out for a partial loss or for a full loss. And now I've saved some bucks for my next setup. Okay.
Nice.
That is such a beautiful way of just going back to the basics of candlestick charts. It's just, I mean, yeah.
Carry on.
Alex,
Go for it.
You're trying to say something.
I want you to talk first.
I do like. For me, I really do like technical analysis, right? I seen somebody do this type of naked charts, candlestick reading, and reading it in real time on the 1 minute chart. It's an art. It really is like it's an art, and you have to be like it. It's such so in finance, we know that the toughest thing you can do in finance is to trade discretionary on the lower time frames intraday. Not a lot of people can manage to do that, right? So what you guys are seeing right now, Sol is making this look easy, but it's actually insanely difficult. And if you pull up the 1 minute chart on Euro USD, try make some money. It's not easy just by reading price action like this. But I think what you have to understand is this is actually quite simple technical analysis. It's just reading candlestick patterns. It's looking for strength and weaknesses in the market. It's so guys, go back to the basics. Learn the very foundational stuff of technical analysis, and you can do this yourself with
It's funny. I'm looking at Saul, and you just look so relaxed, bro. Like when you trade, I wish I could just like be so relaxed, just like sitting back. Nothing could harm me.
Yeah, you should see me off camera, you guys. You see that stop loss? I'm like screaming at the screen, throwing shit in my office. No, not really, but some days it's difficult to control the emotions.
Yeah, I think the most difficult part as traders, trading is tough because you have to do the analysis part with someone. Sometimes it's the easy part, but then you have to do the execution part, which is the tough part. So a lot of trades have, what's the phrase there? Plan the trade and trade the plan, something like that. So it's very easy to plan the trade, but actually executing what you told yourself you're going to do isn't that easy. So once you feel comfortable with that, starting small, not risking a lot, feeling comfortable with what you're doing, then the execution part also gets easier.
Intraday, I think, intraday, I don't think it's very easy to plan what's going to happen because everything changes so quickly. That's why when I come into the market on a Monday or I'm looking to get into some positions, I take an overall look at what's going on. And I don't really make a plan. I have kind of an overall maybe bias of where price might go. But then from the price action in front of me, that's when I make the decisions. That's why it's quite hard for me as well with like planning trades out. Like Jonathan can sit at his desk and he can plan. He could look at levels and he has that benefit of taking the time to actually go through. But intraday traders, you and I, so we come in, we look at the graphs, we see what's going on with the price action, and we get in and get out. So it's very different ways of trading. And when we were talking about the strategy, which you were talking about earlier, that's why I like to have, instead of an overall strategy, just different techniques of how I like to go in and get out of the market. Instead of having just a strategy that I stick to, like how do you call it? Like a piece of metal, barzel. I wanted to say barzel, but that's in a different language. But you know, stick into it all the time, where you have techniques that sometimes you're doing a break and retest technique. Sometimes you're trading a technique on a range. Sometimes whatever the market gives you in front of you, that's what you trade, and that's because you've built up a book of techniques that you use. So that's what I wanted to add to your what you said about the strategies and stuff.
Correct.
How much are you risking, Alex, per trade on that?
So I was risking. I said to myself I was going to risk only 0.5%. Instead, I just went for the full lot, like I was doing on the challenge. Got a little bit greedy, but it should be around about 500. This is around about 700, just because I wanted it a little bit above this high. No, it's 500, which is good. I'm gonna keep it now to 500. Once I get it back to break even, gonna keep it as 0.5% until I get at least 2% in profit. Then I'll raise it to 1% risk per trade and see if I can get a payout from this account and see if we can scale it on live as well.
Yeah, I'm currently risking. So on my live account, I'm currently risking 0.25% because I'm in a drawdown. But I'm hoping, you know, I'm thinking also to up that to 0.5%. But I feel like I'm not there to risk 1% per trade. I feel like that's honestly, I feel like that's a bit too much.
Yeah, each to their own.
Yeah.
I guess it's we'll see. Maybe if I'm maybe risking too much, you know, I tell people obviously when they go onto funded accounts to cut down the risk to the amount of risk that you put, and there's me putting on the same risk that I did in the challenge, which is such a hypocritical move. But when you see the movements and you know how you trade, like you just gotta go in, I guess. I asked Alex what the biggest payout you have ever in trading and how was it feeling. So in the 5ers, I had a payout around about 4,000. I have to double check exactly how much it was. There's one payout that I got from the 5ers, and then I didn't really trade too much, but traded crypto a lot. And I've got a lot of spot crypto, and there's Sal smiling in the corner. But how was the feeling? I don't know. It just feels like fun money, fake money until it goes into your account, I guess.
Yeah,
That's it. When I think as well, when you get like, especially the profits in crypto. I remember when I had one of the biggest losses in crypto. On one hand, because I made, you know, in 2018, it's either 2018 or the 2020. I had quite a big loss on the on ETH, and because I made so much in spot profits, it didn't really feel like my money. You know, it just felt like fake money. So when I actually lost a lot of it, it was kind of a weird feeling. Like I cared, but I didn't really care, and then I felt bad. It was a very weird feelings that I got. But yes, there's your answer. And Sal's smiling. I want to know why he's smiling in the corner.
I'm just waiting for something to happen. You know,
mate, you've been stuck in that range for at least 20 minutes. No,
yeah,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Now, come on.
Yeah, it seems like it's moving higher now. Looks. I think on the 5-minute looks really good. Actually, it's a big wick on that last candle, and I mean, looks sort of like a double bottom here in the 1 minute.
Yeah, guys, I don't know why you put in 5ers. 5ers is not going to do anything. This is not going to add you to the giveaway.
I think they're just trying in different words. And guys, like it's just
they're doing different words.
Yeah.
Ooh, let's have a look. I think
Guys,
Pound
remember
has.
to hit that like, because it's the number of likes on the video that determines how many accounts we're giving away. So remember that, hit the like, and if you're not subscribed to the channel, I don't even know what you're doing. You subscribe to the channel.
You're missing out. You're missing out. Get a subscribe. Make sure you like, and make sure you turn on notifications.
The market is slow. It's especially, but man, I'm watching your GBP trade, and it's breaking down, and it's breaking down quite nicely. Even on the, like, it looks like you're forming a top even on. I mean, we get a 4-hour candle closing here in 13 minutes, and that is a pretty good rejection. So yeah, I think you're in a good position. Is that the 200 EMA as a target there?
Yeah, 200 email on the 15-minute.
Man, I should be adding the 200. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna add the
Bro,
200.
do it. This is the secret sauce. Gosh, if you ain't put a 200 EMA, you're just gonna, it's like, I could say so many things, and I'm not going to say so many things, but it's just amazing. It's amazing.
You short pound dollar? That's the position.
Yeah, short pound dollar. I was short gold this morning, and then took profits early because I thought it was going up. Ended up going back down, so I went short. Then it came out, took my stop loss, and then I went all over the place on gold. But so I lost quite a lot of money. Gold, you can lose money fast. I quite like it though, and it's bad that I like it because it's very fast movements.
You keep fighting
it's
gold,
super
huh?
bad. I enjoy trading gold, and it's super bad because you can make a hell of a lot of money. Yeah. Okay, let's. Do you want me to say? Because I could just sum it up in 2 seconds, and then we could just get over and done with it. Or unless you want to make it a thing.
No, you can.
Yeah, because yeah. Can we talk about what's going on with the US clients? We are not currently, until we get an updated legal opinion of what is going on with these other prop firms, with MetaQuotes, and with everything. We have stopped new US registrants. You can't, if you're a US citizen, you can't register to new accounts. If you are already trading with the 5ers and you are from the US, you are fine. You are totally fine. We're already working on solutions with, potentially moving traders over to a different platform. But we haven't been told we haven't got a notification or anything like these other prop firms. We've got our own license with MetaQuotes. We have been recommended by our legal teams, until we get an updated legal opinion on what is going on, to stop allowing US citizens to register. And that's it. It's really not a big thing. Really not a big thing. Twitter is a crazy place that you could make the smallest thing seem absolutely massive, but it really isn't that deep, guys. So if you're already a trader, US trader, carry on trading on MT5 as you want, and soon we'll have another platform just in case we need to transfer you over. But it's business as usual. And with that, we're going to have to pull out the money guy, because we're going straight to TP, baby.
That's been good, man.
That's it. Another one. Yeah. Everybody, for that, you got to hit up the like so we can give out more accounts.
That's a beautiful trade. That's a beautiful trade. Good job on that.
After the really bad trading in the morning, I think we should do live trading is in the morning, so you can see how badly I do trade, to get it all back in these live streams.
Man, I'm trying to.
It's like $100.
It's Monday and it's a bank holiday, which means it's just, I'm not trading my swing system on a Monday, and there's some good moves on NCD CHF though.
I'm gonna just add to this, because this is quite important. But why are every firm banning US? Now, they're not banning US. A lot of firms have lost their way of allowing traders to trade because they were using brokers. MetaQuotes has contacted all of their brokers, and because they've contacted all of their brokers, and the brokers have third-party relationships with prop firms, which is against MetaQuotes terms of service. That is, MetaQuotes have agreements with the US. US has got one of the biggest regulatory one of the most strictest regulatory infrastructures in the entire world. Now they've got agreements with MetaQuotes, with many different other platforms, and MetaQuotes have to live up to that. Now, at the end of the day, if you've got loads of brokers that are going against your terms of service and they find out and they're getting put pressure to sort all of this out, that's why all the brokers have cut ties with some of these prop firms. But that's their problem. So it's bad to say, that's their problem. We're business as usual.
I think this speaks volume of the like how you're, how we're preparing, and it's all about, making sure that the traders are safe and everything, works, in case. So I think it's just a very good move.
But I think Sal can back me up on this. How much we're always staying up and above board with every kind of, we want regulation and we want the industry to be cleaned up. And that's why we stay ahead of the curve. But, because we have our own licenses and because we've got our own things, we weren't contacted about all of this US stuff. So we've just taken precautionary
it's
things.
precautionary. We got the legal team at the firm, and they they already they try to get the most information they can. They work on their own piece, and they after we were thinking we could just keep onboarding US traders, and then the legal department just told us, guys, let's stop or let's pause, let's reassess the situation, and then we'll make wiser decisions. And that's how we need to act, just according to what the legal team suggests. So guys, this is my stop loss area. So this is where I need to I was already taking some partial losses over here. After this large range, we had a spike in volatility to the downside. So that's kind of like that's kind of deciding, or kind of stating what's going to be the bias or the momentum. That's a better word, to the downside. So that's why I don't want to keep this trade open, and I prefer to to take the loss, wait for the next setup, and to move on. My next setup would be on a 15-minute chart. We're discussing the potential to go over to that area. So if we have a nice pullback towards at this strong selling area right now, we got the break. So if we can retest the breaking area, I might go short now, switching my
That's
direction.
what I'm thinking. I'm looking at that break and retest there for a short down to that 15-minute level. Guys, are we doing the 10-minute break?
We're going to go and have a 10-minute break because I know Sal's got to go. We've got a guest, a funded trader all the way from the United States of America, and he's going to come in very, very soon. But we're going to have a 10-minute break. We're going to have a coffee. We're going to shake out all the profits and all the losses that we've just had, and we're going to come back in 10 minutes. So we'll see you then.
All right, take care, guys. See you soon. All right, welcome back, everyone. We had
Yeah,
a little
baby.
break, so let's add him. Let's add him to the stream. We got. You told me his name was,
Oh,
but it says
his
BJ.
name's Benjamin. BJ, Benjamin.
What's up, man? Welcome. Happy to have you here.
Your sound is not working, my friend. Oh, we should have done a sound check. We should have done a sound check 1, 2. You can go onto the bottom of StreamYard and on settings, you'll be able to pick your microphone. Okay, no, he's gone. Okay. We will continue to talk about trading until
no problem. So,
Benjamin's sorted.
yeah.
That pound trade was not bad,
problemo.
huh? Pound
Yeah.
trade was
Nice,
no,
looking good. I like that one. You know, I'm seeing some strength here for the NCD pairs. I'm looking at NCDJPY. Looks has a very. I mean, you look at the overall trend here. Looks just absolutely beautiful with the higher highs and high lows here. I think we can all agree with that. You wouldn't want to be selling this unless you're the type of person that sells every time RSI is in the overbought territory, which you should not be doing. So on
Where's Benjamin gone?
Oh, let's see. Now let's
Let's
add
have a
him
look.
again. We got the sound.
Should we see if we got who thinks we're gonna have sound right now? Okay, we're just gonna put him on. No, bro. Oh, it's a sad day, my friend. Oh, don't worry. Go onto settings. I'm gonna do it with you right now. If you click onto settings at the bottom and go to audio, then go onto your mic, and then you have all the different. Your headset should be there, so you can just pick out the headset which you want to use. And
also, you gotta make sure to give permission.
Yeah, permission should be
I
I heard something right now. Oh no, you're teasing us, mate.
All right, I'm gonna continue here with NCDJPY, and we'll let him sort the mic out, see if it gets any better. So yeah, I'm looking at the overall trend here again on the daily, very strong 4 hour. I like this 4 hour trend as well. We got on the 1 hour. I quite like this 1 hour. I get an alert on it now. So I like the 1 hour trend here as well. Higher highs, higher lows. You can put a fib on this one right here, and you'll see that the bullish reaction happened on the 20 EMA inside the reload zone right here. And we got a nice bull cross here on the stochastics RSI as well. Going lower into the lower time frames on the 15 minute, I'm adding a fib from that low to that high. We see confluence here between the 50% of the last move and the 50% fib of this current move. So now we're going to the 5 minutes, and what I have in the 5 minute, we add another fib on this move, and we see that the 618 and the 50 lines up with a break and retest on the 5 minute right here. So what I want to see is for price to kind of come lower here, and then for maybe a bullish engulfing candle, and I would probably take that trade for a move up to the local highs, probably around that area. So something like this, probably.
I reckon Benjamin's just sorted out his mic. He's got it. I can see it. I can see he's muted. So if you unmute it, I bet it's gonna work. No, no way. Gosh, he was so lucky. Do you want to try? Do you want to try again? Maybe it was just. Maybe I. Nah, mate, not working. Not working. We'll try. We'll get Ben on again. We'll get Ben on a different time.
For sure.
In the meantime, let's see what opportunities we've got right now, because I might look for a long on.
But this kind of makes sense, though, don't you think? Like you have, I mean, there's a you look at the you have the high time frame the high time frame bias here, you're in a strong bullish trend on the high time frames. We see this market structure shift here on, well, this is on 1 minute, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We got the 1 minute downtrend here, kind of shifting to an uptrend here. And I mean, yeah, that would have been such a beautiful entry, like on that pin bar or whatever Is that a pin bar? Is that a hammer? I don't care. I don't care what it is. It's a small body with a wick. I call those pin bars. Honestly, I think there's really only, in my opinion, two candlesticks you want to focus on, and that is pin bars and bullish engulfing candles. I think those two encapsulates most other candles out there. Like there's I remember reading the book Best Loser Wins by Tom
good book.
Hugard. And he said he met one of the founders of one of the authors of one of the first books on candlestick pattern analysis, and basically the author of the book even said that he doesn't trade candlestick patterns, and he's actually not a trader at all.
I remember that part of the book.
Yeah, and I remember Tom kind of,
it was like, what?
Like, all right, so this guy is just coming up with a bunch of different names for candlesticks. And guys, just go and look at evening stars, look at hammers, and whatever the other word is, like the inverted hammer or whatever. And then you look at the pin bar, and you're like, what's the difference? What's the difference between those, the pin bar, and then different variants of the doji candle? What's the difference? And then you look at the bullish engulfing candle, and you ask yourself, both the pin bar and the bullish engulfing candle, they're basically showing what almost all of these other candlesticks are showing. So, yeah, I don't know, man. I kind of think he's onto something there.
Yeah, look, at the end of the day, candlesticks are just indicators. If you can see in a visual way an indication of where price is going to go, then it doesn't matter. If you can figure that out in your head and you can see the pattern and you can make that work, then you're winning, mate. You're absolutely winning. And sell gold. I don't know if I would sell gold right here, to be honest. I was actually probably looking for around this area to maybe go.
I think this is a beautiful comment, though.
Simple one, highly overworked.
Yeah. Well, in combination with other stuff, it works quite well. But yeah, if you take like candlestick patterns and isolate them and look at the win rate of each candle, that's not very good. Not very good. Alex, do you look at the currency strength meters?
No, do you?
No,
I think I'm going to take a long on gold.
Think?
Yeah, I think so. I'm gonna do.
You know, I'm not using the currency strength meter a lot in my trading, but like when I days like this, and you know, I went through the market and I kind of got the feeling that, you know what, NCT pairs seems to be doing quite well. There seems to be a lot of strength in that market, and then you go over to the currency strength meter, and you see that NCT is quite strong here. All right, we got BJ on.
Hey, that's it.
Finally, I think I got sound. Thank you for having me here. Sorry for the technical difficulties.
It's totally fine. I'm going to sort your mic out just a little bit. Speak again, Ben. Ben, you should be sweet. That's it. Perfectly crispy clear.
Beautiful.
Gosh.
All right. And how are you doing? And nice to meet you. And thank you for being here today.
Thank you. It's an honor and a pleasure. Thank you so much for having me.
So you've been trading with the 5ers, and you've funded with the 5ers, and you've been funded for a while. You had multiple payouts. I think what I want to ask you here today is, how did you get funded? Like how are you trading? Maybe show us an example of a trade.
Tell us a little bit. I want to know this guy's journey. How did you get into trading? Because I reckon it's going to be everybody's got the same kind of story, but I want to know your story right now.
Actually, it's been a long time coming, and I really love economics and political economy for a long time. I've been into sales and marketing for about 15 years. I've done debating for about and debate coaching. I was a debater for about 8 years. I did it at the end of high school and into college, and then I started coaching folks. So trading, I've been doing this for 10 years, and only as a hobby. Like I really just like to look at the markets. I like to analyze trends, but I had to really build piece by piece together to get a system. So first I had to like start with like just risk management. I had no idea what I was really doing. I was putting in like 0.1 type of positions and making like, pennies and feeling amazing. And then I was losing like $30 with like the smallest lot size, so I knew I didn't know what was going on. So I took mentorships, and as far as just picking people that I thought knew what they were talking about, and spending time just researching and just hours on the charts and stuff. And I was able to build a system, and the system was about 5 years ago when I started really putting the system together, and it's really never gone wrong since then. I've completed it after back testing and all types of stuff. And I'm an extrovert, so my major problem was behavior. Like a lot of things, I've tested a lot of different systems, and a lot of statistical systems will work good for you. It's really about execution. It's taken me really years to really master that last level of just being able to do good risk management. And once you get into the trade execution, just being able to manage your mindfulness and just being able to stay present and scale in, scale out as needed. So it's been a long time, but I'm here, happy.
That's big. I couldn't agree more, to be honest. Fair enough. And so have you been traded with other firms as well, or is 5ers your only firm? So do you diversify? Tell us a little bit about your prop trading experience.
Well, prop trading is it's only been about 3 years since I've actually looked into the prop fund world. I started with my Forex funds actually, which was not really a great experience. It really made me a little bit suspicious of prop firms because I didn't even know. I just knew that they had like weekly payouts. So at the time I was trying to see, could I get in here and make this into like a hobby that could actually have like a money making component on the side. This is before I became a professional trader, started doing this more full time. I was really just trying to get into it, and they really just didn't have good customer service. There was like slippage or something. I put a trade in, and it was like overnight in the London session, and so by like 3 a.m. like I'm noticing that my trade has just like closed out. But then I'm looking at TradeView and the market didn't look, and they're like, oh no, it's just normal market execution. And I'm like, whoa. So that kind of got me out of it, moving forward. Last 2 years, I found the 5ers. I really went and did some reviews, and everyone loved the 5ers. I've never had a bad experience with you, even when I've blown up accounts and had issues and with customer service. They always were fantastic.
Big up the customer service team. Gosh, they do work really hard here, to be fair. How do you deal with self-doubt and negative thoughts during your losing streaks?
So I really tried to practice mindfulness, and I got to a point where I'm an extrovert, so I really will press the button in like a matter of moments once I have like all of my criteria of my system. So, when you do stuff like that, and if you trade off the 5 minutes or 1 minute timer, it's really like could be a rocky roller coaster if you're not doing good risk mismanagement, good lot sizing, good position sizing. So, when you're going down, you got drawdown in your account, it could be very overwhelming, and that could really have folks like stressing out. I try to look at risk management as stop losses are there to prevent you from blowing up your account. Now, if you have a personal account, it's all about how much money you want to lose. So you can't, So I always look at that as being my barometer. And so if I'm drawing down, I try to really just stay positive. I don't try to risk too much that, taking losses doesn't make me feel any kind of way. And it's taken years to get to that level of fortitude, and it comes almost from sales. But once I'm in execution mode, if I got to take a loss, I'm going to take a loss like I'll take a profit. And I try to get to a point where it becomes routine, where you can take those losses, you know. And even within my risk management system, I don't like to set too tight stop losses, but I still have to use really good discretion to be like, all right, this is too much for my risk management, cut the trade. You know, so I take losses and I take profits. And when I take losses, sometimes I need to step away from the screen. I might need to take a break for a day and come back at it. But for me, I need to go position by position, so I don't try to over leverage or take too many positions at one time, because I am kind of extroverted, impulsive. I'll just press the button and then get over leveraged. That's been a problem I've had in the past. So position by position, taking my time, deep breath and mindfulness, and, you know, really just, you know, be mindful and try to don't risk more than what you are comfortable with losing. You should be able to be comfortable with losing the trade when you go into that.
It's interesting.
So know thyself is basically where you're getting at.
Yeah, and I mean, it's
Definitely.
interesting that, you know, we're talking about how, you know, talking about your trading journey and how you got to where you are today, and you're talking about psychology. And I think that's just it's such. It just shows that the mental aspect of this game is just so important, right? You want to focus on, like you said, mindfulness, right? Take a step back, take a couple of steps, and just think about what's really happening, you know, your emotions and how you're dealing with losses and wins. I think that's super, super important. And it doesn't really matter what trading system we're trading, right? I mean, we can trade whatever. I mean, you can just pick a system, go trade it, right? But it's not about the system. It's about what's happening up here, right? Are you in the zone or not? Can you trade, you know, from a balanced mindset? That's beautiful.
100%. I think people take too much time trying to find that silver bullet, but you are basically, you know, you're the gun. You need to work well for you to even find that strategy and make it work. So that's interesting. And how did you, from obviously passing a 5ers account and your trading's progressing to becoming a profitable trader, what's the next steps now? How do you feel where your trading is going? Like, because now you can say, okay, now I'm profitable. Now I've got to that level. Now you've got to find another kind of target, something that you've got to strive for. That can be quite hard as a trader as well. So what are you striving for now, and what keeps you interested in the market and keeps you always trying to improve?
Oh, that's a wonderful question. You have to always stay on your edge. And right now, I'm really trying to focus on mentorship. Like you said, you can, any way you want to trade, you can really make it work for you. It's really about your behavioral disposition and how you're able to execute. And you need to build a system that works for you and how you're going to flow day to day. But the next goals for me are right now, I'm working on Darwin X. I'm trying to see what's a lot of folks have talked about it. Still in calibration stages, trying to see how that goes. I do trade my personal accounts. I've had an IG. I started off with like forex.com a couple like 5-6 years ago. I got off of them. They're a good broker. I don't have any issues with them at all. I just went to IG. I felt like they had a little bit more features. I do try to do. I have an account with like Charles Schwab for just like stocks and more like future options types of stuff. But yeah, that's basically, you know, other than that, I do prop firms and I do have my personal IG funds. And the next thing is seeing if this Darwin thing is pretty good and just sticking with the 5ers and trying to see if I can give back to the community, help folks out.
Yeah, so you're just looking to build up the capital and then transfer into that guru lifestyle. I can tell. That's it. Get the course, get the course ready. The Lambo's up there.
Well, I'm kind of different.
I get that. You know, no, I get that. It's at the end of the day, if I look at gurus and educators in a bit of a different sense, and I think people that bring more people to the market, they teach them the good ways of looking at the market, the good risk management and all of these different things, and not, you know, making them expect they're going to get rich overnight. And trading is hard. Trading's a difficult thing. Trading's a skill that if you can master, it will benefit you for the rest of your life. And not just the fact that you can make money from trading, but also the discipline and the things that can offset into many different areas of your life as well. So I really appreciate people that, get more people into this industry. And if that's the route that you're going for, then that's go for it, man. That's kudos to you.
Yeah, and I certainly see that. I just don't necessarily. I feel uncomfortable about like the guru stage. I honestly, really, see a lot of folks on there, and really my focus is just, I think any type of trading system works, and I don't really want to teach people trading. Some folks are really good and really technical, and I have a good system, and my system works well for me. I actually execute in the market, so I don't really feel the need to try to help folks with that. But it's the behavioral side of it, really being able to own your system, being comfortable executing, being comfortable with risk management, being comfortable with being able to go to the market day after day and be able to say, you have drawdowns, you're up, you come in, but you're doing this as a living. And I want to just be able to help folks take it from being able to be a hobby and take it to being a fourth-time career, that if that's what you want, and I've done it in sales and marketing, and I actually train folks as far as sales and how to execute on that level. So now I'm just trying to help folks to execute better. So if whatever your system is, I want to help folks. So I'm not really even in it to try to be a lot of folks have knowledge, expertise, and they want to sort of monopolize that. And it's like, oh no, I want to share as much knowledge. If you want to trade with me, you can trade with me anytime, and I have no problems with that. But I'm always just want to help folks out and get them folks in the mind state of just executing all the time. So yep, that's where I'm at with it.
That's beautiful, man. So you obviously focus a lot on trading psychology, I can tell. So is there any rules that you have in your own trading that you might want to share with us? Rules as in, max number of trades per day. What do you do if you have a set number of losses in a row? Something like that, right? Because you must have rules, right?
Oh yeah. So I am pretty agnostic with trading systems, and that's what's gotten me into trouble in the past. I didn't read the rules. They were like, once you get funded, you should probably stick with your same strategy. And I was like, oh, I would get it funded, and then I switch my strategy up and be like, oh, I'm gonna. No, that's what back testing and demo accounts for is. So please don't switch your strategy up just for analytic purposes. The systems are testing you and showing your consistency as a trader. Probably good to stick with your strategy. We used to have a debate. We used to have a old saying: you bring the person you came with to the dance, and you stick with them. So please just stick with your system. Back test it, work on it. Make refinements, but try to do that in a risk-free environment, like a demo account. You remember we were dealing with other people's money, just to be mindful of that. I will also say it's really just about your own disposition. Like I personally am really an extrovert. I really want to get to the market. I press the button, but that's not always the most suitable strategy for everybody. So really just look at the markets, have a sound strategy before you execute, and be and my biggest thing is just be comfortable regardless of what's going to happen before you press the button. You should be happy. Win or lose, you're going to have a drawdown. Okay, cool. But then once you have a drawdown, you need to have a recovery plan. So I have an action plan. My plan is what's going to happen, and I go off my plan. I'm 90% able to execute my plan, but then I have a recovery plan, because 90% is great, but that's not 100. And things happen in the world, and when your plan goes awry, you need a recovery plan. And so that's what I really do. I build a recovery plan in so that when your action plan fails, you can recover, and you're not lost. And that's when the mind state is necessary. You need to have contingency and continuity. So you lost, you're a drawdown, shut the computer, but you know where you're at in your system, and you're ready to go next day.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Love it.
So, like you mentioned system hopping, right? That's obviously a huge problem in trading. And for those of you watching who don't know about system hopping, congratulations. I'm glad that you don't know about that one. But yeah, it's basically like you have a system, right? You start trading a system, and you go into drawdown period. And when you're in that drawdown period, you're like, this system sucks. Let's switch to a new one. And then that one goes into drawdown period, and then switch to a new one. And that's an ever-ending, repeating cycle. So yeah, that's definitely good advice. Stick to your system. If you've back tested a system and you know it works, you stick with that system. I saw a question here in the chat about risk per trade. So do you have a static risk per trade, like one specific percentage per trade, or do you have a more of a dynamic approach to risk management?
Great question.
Yeah, it's fantastic. For me, it's sort of like I call it flexible. So I really like to keep it fixed, but I also like to be able to vary a bit based on the account size. So if my account size is like if I'm doing like 20K, then I really try to keep that within to like a lot. Now, based off of the different asset classes, I will definitely adjust because some assets just are worth a little bit more and just going to give you a little bit more or a little bit less value for depending on if you're in like a if I'm in a dollar other side counterparty it's a dollar, then it could be a little bit different when I'm looking at asset or products. But other than that, I do try to keep it pretty standard, and then I'll break that into pieces. So if sometimes if I feel like I got a great position, I'll go all in. But if I do, then that means that's all I did, and I can't, there's no scaling in and scaling out. That's all I did. But a lot of times I like to go in with a position size is set, but I can break it into like 2 to 3 pieces. And so if I start with one thing, I can scale back in if it goes against me, and I can get a little bit, a better entry. If I'm buying, it slips a little bit, goes into a better position. I can enter a little bit more, and then kind of do it like that. So I break it down, but I usually try to keep set sizes, and then just what I'll do is I'll break it up into like half or to 3 pieces if I feel like I don't trust it. But I usually just keep it standard and try not to change it too much.
What do you do when you get into, let's say, a string of losses? I know obviously we talked about being mindful and stuff like that, but do you have any kind of change in your risk when you're in drawdown, or is it more about taking time away from the charge just to recoup some energy and confidence? How do you do it?
Actually, I try to when I'm in drawdown, I really try to limit all of my exposure as possible. So if there's any because I do enter market market orders, but I also do like to do limit orders and scale and position sometimes. Yeah. So I will enter the market very, very small, but I will really put my bigger positions at like limit order sizes, so that sometimes I'll have to cut those and I'll go in bigger. But that's kind of how I do it. And so if I am really feeling some drawdown, it's usually because I entered the market. It's not usually in my limit orders, but if I do get something like that, I'll just scale back and really just try to manage that trade. I don't like the people that say go adjust your stop loss to break even or start playing with the stop loss. I really try to get good risk management in before I take the trade. So it's really, if it's going to go against me, I'll take my loss and just cut it. Like, if I see that it's going to go against me, I would rather just take that loss and keep it moving, keep my liquidity open, and be able to go for that next position versus holding on to it when I know it's not going to, work with me. Sometimes it's just a matter of time. And it's like, oh, I noticed I'm right, but it's going to be like 12 hours. So then you got to be able to hold that. So then maybe I might take lesser positions and be able to understand that I'm going to take some swap fees and pay a couple of commissions on this. So yeah, it's all about how you, Yep.
So basically, you don't want to move your stop loss like I'm doing.
And now with positions, if I got swap fees for a day and I'm like, know that I'm holding this position because I'm going back for break even, I will move that stop loss in a minute. But in general, I try to just let the market do what it needs to do, and I'll take the loss if I need to.
Can I just add something to Jonathan's trades? Sorry about that.
Go ahead.
So let's say you close this because you think it's bearish.
Yeah.
Why not go short?
Because, well, you know the answer to this one, right?
No, I know. I'm trying to push your trading to see what we can find in your trading. Because if you think it will go to your stop loss, then why not go short and put your TP at the stop loss?
So we look at I'm trading with the trend. All right, so I'm trading with the trend, and in a bullish uptrend, you look at the daily. This is USDJPY on a daily. This is a bullish trend, 4-hour bullish trend, higher highs, higher lows, 1 hour higher highs, higher lows. 15-minute bullish break of market structure.
Yeah, fair enough.
Bullish on the 5-minute, and the break of structure that I traded on the 1 minute is basically downtrend, lower lows and lower highs, a break of structure, a bounce here. If this breaks, we have my whole idea is invalidated. And as you can see now, I exited here. Price is now down at entry. So
can we do an experiment though? Can we do like a small position going short and putting the you take profit to where your stop loss was originally, or
On
maybe
this one.
I'll do it. Yeah,
But yeah,
'cause I
do it on
have I have a good.
yours.
I'll do it on yours.
Can
This
we
is
do a
explained.
don't fuck with my
This
account,
is
man. Your own account.
Yeah. Okay, what we're looking at, New Year's Japanese yen. I just want to do this because I really feel like you get some really good positions and you take the profits in a perfect place. Because when you see that price is not going, like you can see the price is weakening, so you get out of the position, you take the profits. But that's exactly the time where you could get more profits by going the opposite direction. I see it in your trading quite a few times. I want to see if this is actually something we can do something with. Let's have a look.
You know what? That actually makes sense, because a lot of times when my trade is invalidated, it actually, that's usually the end of the trend, whatever I'm trading.
Trend.
So it
Exactly.
actually makes sense.
Exactly. I've seen it quite a few times in your trading, and it just like it shot out at me right now. So let's have a look. Let's just test this out on small size. Okay, where are we? 1 minute, mate. Okay, let's have a look.
But so what we're talking about here is just basically taking the opposite position.
Okay, bang. So let's say high up there to 250, mate. 16. Oh, of course it's New Zealand yen. Oh, where's Ben gone?
Yeah.
Ben, where's Ben?
I don't know what happened.
Where's Ben disappear? I want to see though, even though this is $16. Do you want to get Ben back in? No, I don't know what's going on with Ben.
Well, he got the link, so he can get back in.
Let's see what happens with this. Maybe we can see something.
Yeah, so basically what we're doing here is so I know a trader. He when he started trading, he had a very low win rate and he was not profitable. So what he started doing was basically trade against himself. Every time he looked for long, he went short, and that worked. It actually worked, and he developed a system around that. He flipped everything and he started trading, against himself, and that actually worked. And you know what? I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna look at my most recent swing trades, and I'm gonna see because my win rate last month has not been very good. So I'm gonna see like what happens after my stop loss is getting hit. Is it completely reversing or moving up the profits later?
Yeah. Ben's back. Yeah, baby.
Welcome back. So we talked about system hopping, we talked about risk per trade, and you talked about how you like to divide up your positions in basically divide up your trade in different positions, right? And have maybe but you don't scale in and scale out, do you? Ben, can you hear me?
No, I think he's. I think
the mic's good, but maybe not the headset this time.
So let's see what price. Look, I do feel like price here it hasn't had enough strength to break up the top. Let's have a look on.
What are you looking at? Are we looking at
still New Zealand yen?
Yes, you know what? It kind of looks like it's breaking down. All right, I think it's gonna break. This is the end of the trend. Definitely, I think it is.
You think? How big? So I haven't had a look at. Okay, yeah. So look.
Look at the daily. You have a really good level on the daily, which translates over to the 4-hour and even the I think daily and 4-hour that's a good level. So if this like current move is ending here, we might look at a move down to 91, like 800, somewhere around 800.
Yeah, this is something we've got to do. Every time you feel like a trade is finishing, you think like it's weak, and you're closing out your profits, we've got to then just small lot size, go the opposite direction, and see if it hits the where your stop loss would have been. bro. Adding
Yeah.
to the edge, baby. Yo, gonna have to do it.
That's
Yeah,
pretty awesome. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's
man.
actually kind of makes sense.
We'll see what happens right now.
Yeah, you're not risking a lot on this, are you?
No, I'm only one lot. It's $16 risk, and
Man, the lot
I
sizes
just
on
want to.
the yen pairs. Like sometimes when haven't been trading yen for a long time, and all of a sudden I'm like, wait a minute, there has to be something wrong here with the position size calculator.
Ben, with your you've got obviously a lot of friends that you probably talk to them a bit about your trading. Do they understand you as a trader? Do your family understand what you do, or is this just totally alien to them?
Oh well, they it's I don't know, it's pretty mixed. So some folks are just like, oh, you're just gambling, and I make it really, really important to show the distinction between gambling and trading, because trading as an action is kind of betting. There's risk involved in it, but gambling goes to the side of addiction where there starts to be some delusional emotional components and some behavioral compulsion and some, and you know, I don't want to get into the medical model of addiction, but you know, some of those things happen implications on how our behavior when we start getting into gambling. So don't want to get into that, but you know, some folks are like, oh, it's just gambling, but I'm like, oh no, I don't like sports betting. I'll play sports, you know, but as far as betting or anything or card games like that, I don't do any type of betting, because to me it doesn't seem like it's worth it. Like when you do betting and stuff like that, all of the risk is all extrinsically related. There's no intrinsic value that's going to actually be related. So when I put money on an asset class, the asset has intrinsic value, and yes, there's extrinsic performance volume of participants that are playing the game. All of that factors in, but really when you're just playing a card game, it's all the dealer, number of cards that have been played. And so the statistics become, you know, really like your 50-50 is less than that, you know. And so with the odds of like actually investing and understanding what you're doing, you definitely have more than a 50% edge. And then the more edge you can put into that is, you know, it becomes less of a gamble and more of an actual suitable investment. So yeah, that's what it's just good risk management, and you know, making sure folks are, you know, because
there
that's
you go. So we've
I
had
got out of it.
that. You got it perfect, mate. Definitely. No, I agree. I just wanted to say, so we've had one test. We're gonna have to test this out. So I'm gonna put now a tally. We're gonna do, let's say, for the next 50 trades, maybe 50. We'll do it less, but this is one. We're doing one loss, and we're doing win. So now we've got one loss.
Yeah. Okay. So this is obviously frustrating, and this is a big
super frustrating.
But it's a big. I mean, God. You know, it's a big part of trading, though. I mean, you have to
Straight
like
to
there's
TP.
Yeah, I mean, there's when you're developing a system, and by the way, I think this is what I'm going to talk about tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken, system development, how to actually create a trading system. Every time that guy comes up, I'm like, does he want me to like stop talking?
Naughty. Taking profits too early.
Yeah, so but you have to like there's different things you have to test in a system. So first, obviously, you have to come up with an idea. So my idea is, you know, break and retest, and then at the retest level, what indicators can I add to you know, increase the risk of a bounce? And then when you're done with the entry trigger, you have to look at, you know, where am I going to put my TP? Then where am I going to put my stop loss? Those have to be, you know, tested individually. And then the last thing after, you know, risk management is trade management. And then you test these types of things. So one thing could be, would I be more profitable not touching my stop loss? And here's an example. If this moves higher, then the answer would be yes, I would be more profitable not touching my stop loss. And if this repeats, you know, over, you know, more trades than not, then you know that your take profit or trade management strategy should be not to touch that stop loss. But honestly, I think I find it very, very difficult to be on the lower time frames and see my trade move into profit and then see it getting stopped out.
Do you know why? I feel like I because you're so used to bigger time frames, and on a 4-hour chart, maybe when you see certain price action, you've got yourself used to seeing 4-hour price action, knowing, okay, that shows weakness. Now, because that shows weakness on a 4-hour chart, maybe you would make a decision out of that. And on a 5-minute chart, decisions can be changed very quickly. So, but I think we'll test this. We'll carry on testing out this theory. Let's see. Let's see if we can find like an extra technique, maybe of swapping sides when we feel like we see.
Yeah, that could actually be quite interesting, because then a normal loser would actually be a winner.
Or you're taking profits early and then you're turning around and you're getting, basically the whole trade back again because you swap sides.
So basically what we're doing is like you're taking profits, and when you're taking profits, you're switching to short.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of makes sense.
We will see what is going to happen. Are you in any trade? Are you trading today, Ben, or are you taking it slow because of the presidential? What is the holiday? Presidential holiday?
Yeah, Memorial Day, I believe.
Oh, is it Memorial Day? That's what they call it.
I thought it was President Day, isn't it?
Maybe it's President's Day. I'm not sure. Like all those, I think Memorial Day is just the way you memorialize the presidents or something. It's the same.
No, yeah.
Who cares? All we need to know that lower liquidity. That's all. So, are you trading today?
Yeah. So I just got out of a position that I've been holding over the from Friday on Euro GBP, and I was looking for some cable moves. Yep.
Nice. I love trading cable.
Oh yes.
That's a good.
Same way you analyze big time frames. You just got to be quick on your feet. That's all. Well, and anybody that is spamming, they're gone. That's it. Banned.
Alex, remember this was actually the trade I took this morning on cable. So I had this trade, right? So that's a good example of I exited at entry.
There you go. Exited at entry because you felt like there was weakness. If you would have changed sides, change the sides, put it where you took your profits, put the stop loss where you took the profits, enter, put your take profit where you put your stop loss. That could be a winner.
It actually did break the trend here, and it came down to that level below. So, if you do have a good level below, and you're breaking structure, because that's pretty much what you did. High, lower, low. So yeah, it kind of makes sense. I gotta test that though. I need to test this. Yep, it yeah. I do remember reading somewhere in a book, maybe Market Wizards, great book by the way, and someone said that now I know that I'm using the phrase like the difference between a great trader and a good trader and a great trader, and I've said that over like hundreds of things. But yeah, like I guess one of the things that separates the great traders are, like he said in that book at least, like those who can flip positions. Like if you're long and you're seeing your stop loss about to get hit, you flip positions, like you flip short. And to be able to do that, like get in and out of the market, that to me is his magic,
I think when you trade lower time frames and you get used to not holding a bias, it's a lot easier, because trying to flip when you've got a big bias on a high time frame is a lot harder than flipping bias on a 1 minute or 5 minute chart. Because I'm very happy with flipping biases on a lower time frame, because I know how choppy it can be. I know how many signals you can get, so I don't try and marry it. But if I've got a big outlook, like Bitcoin, for instance, Bitcoin and crypto, I'm so married to the fact that it's going to the moon. I don't think I'll ever sell it until it gets to all-time high.
We got a like honest question here, Alex. What's your exit plan for Sol? You don't have any.
Honestly, no, mate. As soon as I see that big 1K. swear down. I honestly swear down. As soon as I see that big
What if
1K,
let
Oi.
me show you. I
Got a lot
mean
of folks in
1K.
Salon now looking for some good.
Alright,
that's
so
it's a long, long way. Yeah.
Okay,
Oh
so
yeah,
let me
just
give
looking at
you
that 22,
an
2022 levels too. So yeah.
what happens if
Yeah.
you see this, you know? When are you selling? This is on the daily chart. Like what when are you selling?
CD,
Like,
do you see, Jonathan?
like
Do you
this-
see these hands? Do you know these hands? These are diamond hands right here. I will never sell until it breaks these highs, and then I'll start to think about it. But these are
I'm
diamond
gonna
hands. I
I'm
am
gonna
not.
tell
I'm
you
not.
I'm gonna tell you a short story, all right? So let me
Oh,
tell you
story time. Love it.
a very like a short story. So this is where I bought Bitcoin first time, okay? It was around 1K, 1K,
Oh,
right? So
yeah.
I bought it here around the beginning of like in the like right after winter. I think it was March, something like that, right? And
Mhm.
me and a couple of friends got in, 1K Bitcoin, and it went up. Like, where do you think I sold Bitcoin? Okay, so I do think I had pretty, strong, huddle hands, but I remember exiting somewhere after this move. And then, like, so that was like my first journey into the world, like the financial market. So I look at this chart, and in hindsight, like, there's some obvious areas to sell Bitcoin. So I think even if you have like diamond hands, I mean, just do something like just adding the exponential, like, daily. Where is it even? Exponential. Here it is. So let's just add the like 50. Okay, just 50 on the daily, just like that, and you say like something like, yeah, if we have a daily, a bearish structure in a daily close below the 50, somewhere up in this region. I mean, just imagine that, right? And you can. I think it's super important. I think it's super important to have an exit plan. I'm not saying that you should exit sold, but I think people that are watching this, we have to remember that the whole meme of diamond hands are not going to make you rich. It's going to make you
Watch him.
regret selling. It's not going to make you
No,
rich. So
it's
Priceless advice though.
if you see this pattern on the daily on Sol, inside the short article said, you don't wait for 1K. Like, you sell, you get out of that. Because Alex, he bought down here. All right. That's a 600% move. Yeah, you don't want to hold that down to, break even. So that's just advice here.
I've got some top positions, but this is definitely not the time to sell them. 100% not.
No, I'm not saying you should sell
No,
now.
I know you're not.
But
You're saying figure out an exit when I want to exit, and it's super true, because do you know what the biggest problem out of my trading is? Knowing when to exit at the right time. I actually learned a little bit in before we had this bull or before we had this big bear market, where I can't remember where it was. Maybe it was, I can't remember the exact point that I sold all my crypto and went totally into fiat. But I did that, and I sold, and I waited, and I got into some of the best positions that I have ever done in my life. And so I'm learning slowly. The only thing I need to learn is, where am I going to sell it in the best possible point? That's the difficult thing.
That's not going to happen. I mean, you look, if you look at the best possible exit, that those doesn't really exist other than in hindsight trading, right? So I think you want to make a plan. Let me tell you my plan for my Bitcoin position. So I accumulated Bitcoin. We accumulated Bitcoin down here in the reload zone, in a good position. Now, I do wish I bought more. Like, I don't really have enough Bitcoin, but it is what it is. I'm not gonna start buying here. But what I'm doing is I'm gonna start selling Bitcoin, because again, this is every time Bitcoin moves down here, that's the bottom of, like, that's the beginning of the bull market. That's COVID. Happens every time. This is when I started buying Bitcoin. I'm going to be selling up here. Okay. So when the MVRVC score hits the number 6 right here, I'm getting fully out, and I don't care where price is really on the chart. That's my plan, because of the simple reason that ever since the beginning of Bitcoin, this has been a 100% win rate strategy on the higher time frames, and I don't think it's going to be ending anytime soon. So guys, go to Google, search for MVRVC score for Bitcoin, and try this out. Look at the and then of course look at price levels, like where would this might happen. Now I'm thinking, you know, my target for Bitcoin would be, a price target would be 100k, up around the minus 0.618. I bought here, I want to sell here. But if the MVRVC score goes up and hits 6 around here, I'm glad to sell at that point as well, because it's still a 300% move on Bitcoin. And this would probably translate to Sol just going completely crazy. Let's see.
Get that. Let's get that money.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Let's go. And we're gonna put, you know, for the sake of the stream, we're going to pump up the price of Bitcoin with our fantastic bull with the 5ers balloon, and we're gonna do it a couple of times. But yeah, I'm up. What are you focusing on gold actually? Because I'm looking at gold for maybe a couple of days, a swing for a couple of days. I've just got into one lot, but I actually am thinking about adding another lot to it.
This is the short position, right?
No, this is a long position.
All right. Yeah, I would I wouldn't be buying gold here, because of the simple fact that you got that resistance right there. If we can reclaim that.
My TP's at 2029. What are you thinking, Ben? You having a look at price? What's your thoughts on it?
It looks like it might try to run up. Looks like it might want to run up to like 2022, and then it may, before retracing back. This is what it's looking to me. I would kind of like try to see what's going to happen. It is going to, for me, I'm looking at like 2023 is like a turning point, and I'm really trying to see what's going to happen at that level, because yeah, if it's got a lot of resistance right now, so it could you won't do a little bit of pullback, but I think it may break through and before it tries to reverse.
Yeah, you know what, like I definitely agree. However, you know, we see high time frame resistance here, and as much as I would love this to break out,
you don't see it happening.
I mean, I do see it happening as much as I see it. Well, you gotta ask yourself, like, what's the biggest, like, when price hits resistance, usually we see resistance acting as resistance, right? That makes sense. All right.
No, look, yeah.
So when price does hit resistance, we could say the chance of this resistance being resistance is higher than this resistance not acting as resistance. Until we flip that level. When we flip the level, that target looks like a solid target. So for me, what I would do is either have a stop limit, like something like this. A stop limit above the highs, something like that, right? But that would be a 0 point like nothing. But that's probably something like that, right? A breakout. And then you look at the 5 minutes. You know, you do have a clear, you know, breakup structure, uptrend, range, downtrend. So if you can reclaim this area, then yeah, like something like that, right? But I don't know, man. I'm not a fan of buying resistance.
Yeah, it's a difficult one. It is a difficult one, but that is trading. That is trading. I'm gonna leave that trade on. I'm actually probably going to enter one more, and I'm gonna pull my stops to an area where I feel like I'm probably gonna be wrong on this. Where's my levels? Ooh. So you can put one trade there to see if it runs up, and leave one trade running. And then this is about 500 risk. And the profit target. So that'll be 1-to-1, and then we've got a 1-to-3 as well if it does break out, and we'll see what happens. If it does come below here, then we'll reassess. But this, where is it? See, I agree with Benjamin, actually. I could see it coming up here, touching that 200 EMA on the 2023, and then just rejecting and coming back down to make another low. That could be a plan. That could be a plan.
Yeah, definitely. But I would say, it's still within the realm of using that level as resistance. So if we're talking about just a small move to the top of the local top, yeah, sure, no problem, right? But if we're talking about a bigger breakout, like actually reclaiming this level as support, but if we do reclaim that level of support, we could be in for a decent swing trade up to 250.
Wow, that I wouldn't have the nerve to hold on to that. I don't think that's a you trade, Jonathan, right there. I ain't got the diamond hand with stuff like that.
But it makes perfect sense, though. I mean, it does.
See, that's something that I need to learn, because I don't mind taking these little trades, but I do tend to miss these big moves. Let's say, some of these big moves, I do tend to miss these. Maybe if I go on to a 4-hour, but gosh, gold's difficult to trade on. When I'm looking at this, just look all this price action. Like, wow.
It's starting to feel like the consolidation of a new trend is what it's just feeling like to me, which is why I'm just thinking that maybe 2030 will give me a good, if I was going to short it, I would short 2030 for my limit order for that and just look at it. But it still feels a little uncomfortable because I just feel like something it just feels like it's trying to build for a trend. It wants to go long, even though I don't know how much strength it will have. It seems to be at least on the 4 hours, it's kind of a little over. So
we will see tomorrow where it's at.
Let me show you my the idea that I have here on gold. Oh man, USDJPY alert. Is that TP? Let's see.
Have a look.
Yeah, of course it is. Yep, that's the I don't know where all these settings disappeared, but yeah, that was the TP of that trade. Anyway, on gold, what I'm seeing here is it looks like we're right now either we're seeing a deviation below the range here for and we might see a reclaim of the range. So this is the gold range that I'm watching, something like that, where you got the range lows here and range EQ and range highs, and I'm thinking we reclaim the range lows. And one thing we got going against the long idea is the local downtrend. So here's the downtrend. But within this range, we have some decent levels, some clear range EQ. We got range high area here, and one way that I like to trade ranges, I haven't done that in a long time though. But if I would trade ranges, I would look for a deviation below range low and then reclaim a range low for a full range resolution here. But now the fact that we got that trend line hitting the range EQ, I would probably look at targets here. And that's also these highs. So these highs come in range EQ. So I'm thinking about, looking at gold, entry somewhere around that area, TP around this area. Now the stop loss would be based on, the next swing point around here. But I don't know. I'm not into gold, honestly. I don't feel like it's. I have a very bad read on gold. All right, Alex. Should we maybe start talking about a secret word?
Ooh, okay. I like it.
Let's be
Perfect.
creative. We need to.
Do you want to? Yeah, I'm gonna think of a secret word. While maybe if you go through some of the questions, because there's some questions that I have missed out. I haven't spoke about the question. And we know there's some questions for Benjamin. There's some questions for you there as well. And I will get this word sorted.
All right. Yeah, I'll go through the questions here. Trying to
About the questions.
can you, yeah, but you've started a lot of things that might not be questions. It doesn't matter though. Like, can you have a high stakes and bootcamp program? Yeah, yes, you can. Right? You can, right? Yeah, no problem. All right, more questions. Here's a question for Benjamin. How many trades you take in a day, and what's your, I guess, risk to reward ratio? Not sure what exactly what he means. If it's like average R or whatever.
I guess maybe like lot size versus. Okay, so I typically like to take my strategy is I like the I guess I'm a cable trader, so I take cable and correlated markets, and so I try to look positive negative correlations, and I try to that gives me a couple of range of options, about 5 products that I specialize in. You know, and I can look at anything and we'll figure that out, but that's what I do for personal trading, what I bank on. As far as positions, I want to take maybe like I try to take negatively correlated positions. So like I'll take if I take one position in one asset class, I'm trying to take something in another. So at least 2 positions in one side, one long, one short. And so from there, position could be more than one trade. So I don't want you to think that, you know, but position is really just the position in a particular asset class. So I'm looking for about 4 ideas, 2 good positions, and I'll scale and out of that. And risk and reward is all based off of the account size. Like currently I do have different account sizes, so it really varies. Stay with like a lot. My gold spot is like a lot, and 0.7 is just good for me. It just works good for a lot of account sizes. It's based off of math and stuff. I can get into it at another time, but yeah, that's me.
Wait.
Right.
Hold on. Sorry there's something happened with the 2 6 guys. Something has happened with the giveaway. I've got to do it again. It's jammed.
But you don't have a word, do you?
Yeah, I said yeah, baby.
Oh, okay.
It's not. Okay. Can somebody test it? It's not working. Okay. No, it isn't. Keep going. How can there be only one entry? That seems super strange. Maybe I've got to choose a different.
Oh wow. That's good. The chat is going crazy. Let me see.
But there's only 2. There's only 2 entries. I don't understand what's going on. I don't understand why.
Are you sure you've? Can you show?
Yeah. How is this? How is what?
Should be.
I'm gonna have to go back. I'm gonna have to do it again.
Yeah.
We're gonna go something super simple to see if it's maybe I'm breaking the thing. Okay. Now we're gonna start again. Enter. Simple.
While you guys type in enter, we got 1 entry. Let's see if we should have now switch it up to enter. We should have more than 1.
Yo, is it broken, man? Don't say it's broken.
Oh, we got too many comments, do we?
No, it's definitely broken, man. Do you want to try off your screen and see if it works for you?
Yeah, let me bring it up.
I do apologize, everybody. For some reason, you guys are just too good. It's just not working because we've got the best community in the world.
Let's see where. Let's see if I can find the link to the giveaway tool. StreamYard giveaway. There we go. All right. So the word should be enter, right?
It should be, yeah. Or just put it as anything, you know.
I think you might have done the wrong. Yeah, here we go. The wrong live stream. I think you selected the wrong live stream.
Maybe I did. I don't know. See, it's working for you. Fantastic. Everybody, go enter.
All right, let's do some questions here. How can they apply to live support chat team? That's Alex. Where do they where do they send an email?
If they want to work on live chat, you can send an email to me. At the moment, we are pretty packed, but send an email to me with your CV, your resume, and yeah, we can get that started if we got some openings up. If we got some openings.
All right, Evans has been struggling to overcome bad habits like moving TPs. How do you overcome and suppress bad habits? Well, that if I if I had the answer to that, I would be I'd say
it's difficult. It's difficult one, to be fair. It's a hard one.
It is.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I would say you make a plan. All right, make a plan, stick with the plan, and stop moving TP, stop loss, or whatever, unless you actually You gotta try a system first. You gotta see set the stop loss, set the TP, just go with the plan, stick with the plan. If you can't stick with the plan, you gotta work on that, right? You really gotta work on that.
It's a difficult thing, and I think you're always gonna have that problem. But again, I always keep saying this: just cut the risk, put it on there, set and forget. And if the money doesn't matter to you, then you're not going to move it. When it's a lot of money on the table, it's super difficult, man. Everybody, each to their own, and everybody's got their own biases. But that's all I can recommend you to be honest.
All right, here's a question to Benjamin. How do you deal with self-doubt and negative thoughts during losing streaks?
Yep, he went through that. Talk about mindfulness.
Oh, yeah.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Yeah. And yeah, I would say the same. Mindfulness, take a break, take a step back. And one very, very important thing is back testing. Backtest your system, regain that confidence, and then compare the back testing results with the live results. So let's see here. We got entries. We're at 430 right now. Well, we
got 11 accounts.
Yeah, we're gonna give it a couple of minutes left. And I will start drawing sometime after 500. Okay, so we're at 450 right now.
Benjamin, we're gonna have to get you on as well when you've got some when you're trading a little bit as well, so we can trade together. And you can show us some stuff on the. You can show some stuff on the charts.
Oh yeah, I'm down.
What's your thoughts on trading on Mondays?
If you see it, trade it.
Yeah, I'm not trading on Mondays, and that's not because of ICT. I know ICT talks about not trading on Mondays. Has nothing to do with ICT. It's a very simple thing, and this question also tells me that you should be trading on Mondays, and then you should evaluate your trading on Mondays. Are you profitable on Mondays? If you are, then continue trading on Mondays. I know for a fact that I'm not profitable on Mondays, and therefore I don't trade on Mondays. I got 30% win rate on Monday, almost 80% win rate on Friday. So I'm focusing on entering positions on Friday, and I'm not trading my swing system on Mondays.
Oh my gosh, I have horrible stories because I'm an extrovert, and sometimes I take trades that I should not take during times. My recommendation is trading 9 to 5 and 8 between 8 and 10 for the Asian session, and then over London session. I try to trade a little bit of all of those because I just stay up all the time, and I don't know. I love trading. I'm addicted. But
I guess we're all a bit addicted. It was difficult not to trade on Mondays, that's for sure.
But Monday is where I get in trouble. Usually Tuesday it will resolve, because a lot of times what I find is that Monday is ranging day, and Fridays are days where price is just jumping up, and that's general. You can look at the statistics. It probably has some sort of significance, but don't take that as take it with a grain of salt. But on Mondays I look for ranges, and on Fridays I really look for really bulls or bears. So yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm gonna press draw here. All right, we got 560
Okay.
people. We got 11. How many accounts do we have? How many likes do we have? What's the
11.
like?
We got 11 likes.
All right, let's
11 accounts.
Okay, so
Go
I'm
for
gonna press draw here now, guys. You gotta watch this, and if you see your name pop up here, you have to immediately send an email to
Me, I want
Alex.
to me.
And what do you want in that email, Alex?
A screenshot, so don't change it yet. Just a screenshot of your account. So it has to be from your YouTube account, and it has to show your name of this name that we see on the screen, and underneath it as well, like an email or something. Send that
Alex,
to me right
can you-
now. Send a screenshot of everything.
Let me know
Yeah.
when I can press draw. And do you want
Yep,
a screenshot
go
of
again.
this?
No, go for it. I'm writing them down. It's fine.
Yeah, just let me know when to go on to the next one.
Nice. No, we've got to do that again. Neptic's already had it. He had his the other day.
All right,
We're gonna have to do it. Sorry, Neptix. We've already given you a giveaway. I want to give somebody else a chance. I hope you don't mind. There you go. Okay, this is a new trader. Okay, next one.
And by the way, guys, if you're watching this and you're thinking, maybe I want to get on here just like Benjamin and talk about my trading and my journey with the 5ers. What's up? We got Eminem. Holy.
No, Shady as well. Shady, how is this happening? How is these? So we're gonna have to do another one. Shady already got his last week.
Well, Eminem got
Shady got one last week as well.
Cash, enough cash.
Yeah, what's going on? You guys must be super lucky. Okay, there you go.
Right, so like I said, you can reach out to either Alex at the5ers.com or Jonathan.r@the5ers.com if you want to get on the live stream. And we're probably gonna set up an email. I'm thinking we're gonna set up an email specifically for the trading room. We'll probably do that till next live stream. And if you have any questions or suggestions or want to come on here and talk about your trading journey, your trading system, or whatever, we can set that up. Congratulations to
someone has won the giveaway.
How many are we on now?
Okie dokie. Yeah, the next one. Oh, look at me.
Alex,
Why am I yawning? Why are you yawning? Yeah, why am I yawning? I need more water. I need more water. I haven't.
You do need water.
Yeah. Okay, I've got this one.
Nice one. Thank you.
Oh, you heard that? Did you hear that? That was super. Oh, that's yeah. I thought it was off. As if you heard that. That is disgusting. Wow, super sick.
All right, Frank.
There you go, Frank. You did it, baby. Get out the red panties, baby. You know that Conor McGregor? Have you seen that? Oh, yeah. Nobody. I hope people understood the joke there, but maybe not. Okie dokie.
Probably got a piano playing trader right here.
Yeah, that next one. It doesn't look like it's gonna. Is it gonna hold that level?
Logan, what are we looking at?
I'm gold.
Yeah.
Didn't really see the reaction that I was hoping to see. Okay, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Got 2 more. Okay, one more. So guys, if you're seeing this, send me the email right now. I think we should do like a 24 hours thing. If it's not done within 24 hours or done within, you know, within a couple of hours, then unfortunately they can't do it, because there's no reason why, if you're seeing this coming through, you've entered in real time and now it's coming through, there's no reason why you should be waiting to send me an email. And it only just gives us more headaches because of all the scammers and stuff changing their pictures and all kinds of weird stuff. So maybe we'll do, you know, until an hour. What do you think, Jonathan? What's your idea? What do you reckon?
Yeah. I mean, so I think an hour makes sense, because you even with an hour,
You're here.
Yeah, if you're not here, you have time to even watch the replay within an hour. So I do think an hour makes sense.
Not even that. We only give we give the code on the exact like 10 minutes before. So you obviously hear. So you shouldn't be. There should be no reason why you would miss it. And everybody's, you know, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got 5 people already emailed me, so this is good news.
Okay, so we'll start with 5. We start with, let's say we start with 1 hour, and then let's take it from there. Let's see how that works. If 1 hour is too long, we'll just do 20 minutes.
Yeah, so we'll start with 1 hour. So guys, get it through. Otherwise, you know, if it gets to 1 hour and we haven't received it, that giveaway will be lost forever, and it will never come back.
All right, guys. So tomorrow I'm going to be talking about system development.
Love it.
So we're gonna do a live stream where I will talk about how you can start developing your own trading system. Benjamin, I would like to thank you for joining today, and it would be nice to have you on sometime in the future, and we could do some live trading together to actually, see your chart and see what you're actually trading and how you're trading and all of that.
Yeah, would love to.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, it'll be loads of fun, man. Do you have socials or anything? You want to throw out your socials for people to follow you if they want to hear more?
So if you want to check me out, my hashtag is usually the ESTP trader, and you can excoaching.org. That's basically where I'm at right now. I will be trying to post on more of social media. Get
Nice.
there.
All right.
Perfect.
Beautiful.
Wicked,
Thank you for joining, man. And thanks everyone for joining today. And I hope to see you all in the next live stream, where we are going to talk about system development, same time as today, 8 a.m. Eastern, same place, same time. Take care, guys. See you.
See you later.
Hi guys, so thank you very much for watching the video. Now make sure you like and subscribe, and most of all, go into the YouTube and check our other content that we provide.